Hello and welcome back to the most inconsistent YouTube channel on the internet, the Miguel Don channel. As you can tell, background is different. It's a little messy right there. Sorry, I had to scrunch my arm. I did just move, so that means, what is it called? I was about to say moving video, but now house tour, apartment tour, whatever the fuck you want to call it. New tour video coming out soon. But first, we gotta get into Ilia Topuria because at UFC 298, unfortunately, well, it's fortunate because good on Ilia Topuria, but I'm a Volk fan, so it was very upsetting to see my boy get completely and utterly knocked out. But, it happens. That's the game, It is what it is. These fighters know what they're doing when they sign up, and that's what happened. But as you can tell by the title, I wanted to go through the top 5/6-ish because I feel like Arnold, Allen, and Movsar Evloev are so close together that I might as well include Arnold Allen. But I wanted to go through the top 5 and see exactly how Ilia Topuria fares with the competition because he is the new king of the featherweight division. Obviously, we're going to skip past Alexander Volkanovski because we saw what happened. He killed him. And Volk is at that age, what is it, the 35-year-old curse. I don't think he could come back from it. I know he really wants to, but I don't think grappling would have made a difference. He's going to get pieced up again. I don't know if... I feel like the sentiment that Lucas Tracy said where Volk has to be perfect for 25 minutes is true, and Topuria could just needs that one shot. And I feel like we've already seen that one shot. But we'll get into the first contender, the number 2 contender in the featherweight division, Max Holloway. I feel like Max, out of everyone in the top 5, top 6, has the best chance at dethroning Ilia Topuria because, as we all know, if it wasn't for Prime Volk, Max would definitely be the champion right now. And I feel like Max is good enough and has enough finesse, and he has like an iron chin to where, and he's still pretty young. He's not even 35. He's, 33 or something like that? He's still pretty young. He still has a lot left of the tank, and I feel like he can box and strike with Topuria, and he won't make those mistakes that Volkanovski did, like when Volkanovski likes to leave his chin on a silver platter after finishing a combo or throwing a jab or something like that. Max doesn't really make those mistakes, and he could grapple if he really wants to. I feel like Volk, when the finishing sequence in I think it was round 2, I feel like the finishing sequence when Topuria was kind of blitzing him with his boxing, he could have went for a takedown, but Volk, it didn't seem like that was in his MO. It did. Maybe with the fight, or maybe he was getting too flustered by Topuria. Maybe he just didn't think about grappling. But I know that grappling was in his game plan. He talked about it leading up to the fight. But I feel like Max would initiate with grappling, kind of like what he did with what's his name, Yair Rodriguez, who we will get to in a second. But yeah, I feel like Max has the best chance at dethroning Ilia Topuria with his striking, his iron chin, and his grappling. It would kind of be like a Yair situation. Max is pretty good with boxing and kickboxing. I feel like his kickboxing can keep Ilia Topuria at bay, and if he needs to, he can rely on grappling. I know Topuria is like a jiu-jitsu black belt, or he's really good on the ground, but we haven't really seen it besides that Ryan Hall fight and a little bit of Bryce Mitchell. But that's Bryce Mitchell. No offense. Come on, this isn't the top dogs of the division. Anyway, on to the next one. Third. Ranked number 3, Brian Ortega, who just recently defeated Yair Rodriguez after rolling his ankle, which is kind of fucking nuts. Brian Ortega is very injury prone. Brian Ortega actually threw a whole, fucked up one of the videos I was going to make. I was going to put my most disliked fighters, and he was going to be on that list because I was like, oh, he's hogging the fucking spot. He's not protecting his fucking number 4, number 3 ranking. He's just hogging it. He sucks. Yair's going to light him up. But then we saw what happened with Yair's fucking stupid game plan. But anyway, god damn it, fucking Brian Ortega. You fucking ruined my video. But shout out to Brian Ortega. He proved me and a lot of other people wrong. But I feel like Brian Ortega has a decent chance at dethroning Ilia Topuria, mainly with the grappling. Because like I said, we haven't really seen Ilia grapple with high-level competition. I feel like Volk would have been his true test. Because, like I said, Bryce Mitchell, no offense. And I don't think he grappled at all with Josh Emmett. He just destroyed him, lit him up on like a fucking Christmas tree. So, yeah, we didn't really get to see his grappling. But I'm pretty sure he's a jiu-jitsu black belt or something like that. So he has grappling credentials. And I feel like the exchanges with Brian Ortega would be awesome if Topuria is as gifted with the grappling as we think he is. But no offense, Brian Ortega, his striking is okay. He like lit up Korean Zombie on the feet like 2020. What was that? 4 years ago now. Jesus Christ. No chance against Topuria. Topuria's boxing is fucking crazy. I read a statistic that he hasn't thrown a kick at all in his UFC career. So his boxing is just fucking absolutely nuts. So I don't, like I said, the only one who can really compete with the striking is Max, because Max has the boxing credentials and he can rely on kickboxing and grappling. He can actually mix it up and stuff. But Brian Ortega, he would get absolutely destroyed on the feet. His grappling is his only saving grace. But I feel like it wouldn't get there. Topuria, I don't know what his exact statistic is for takedown defense. 92%. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, that's never going to happen. I don't know when or if how, whatever, Brian Ortega is going to take him down. I don't think so. I don't know if Brian Ortega has a pretty good chance at becoming a champion with Ilia Topuria at the top. So, unfortunately, Brian Ortega, I'm sorry. I don't think you... I'm taking Topuria on this one. And then next up, ranked number 4, Yair Rodriguez. I'm taking Topuria right off the bat because Yair Rodriguez is like the biggest dummy I've ever seen, which is kind of crazy. He was getting destroyed on the feet by Brian Ortega, but he has pretty decent grappling. I think in the first fight, he's the one who tore Brian Ortega's arm. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it was a fluke accident, whatever. I think Yair went for the armbar or something, or countered something, and then he's the one who tore Brian Ortega's arm. So, if anything, Yair... I think what's Kenny Florian said that it should have been a submission win for Yair Rodriguez. I don't know about that, but he did definitely cause a tear or whatever. And he was doing pretty well against Josh Emmett on the ground. I know Josh Emmett's like a wrestler, not really like a jiu-jitsu submission specialist, but he still did a pretty good job. So when he got destroyed by Brian, well, it's Brian Ortega. I guess I'm comparing Josh Emmett. No offense, Josh Emmett isn't that great to Brian Ortega, who actually showed that he can be great. But Yair is striking. He's very one-dimensional. He's only like a fancy taekwondo, kickboxer, whatever you want to call him. And I feel like Topuria wouldn't have that much trouble on the feet with him. And I'm pretty sure he could just rely on the grappling if he really needs to. He could close the distance with the boxing and then just absolutely destroy him on the ground if he needs to. Or he could just box him to death. Ilia Topuria is very good at closing distance with his boxing, as you can tell what happened with Volkanovski. Because Volkanovski is a pretty good fucking kickboxer. And if he needs to, he could go to the grappling. And Yair Rodriguez has really shitty fight IQ, as you could tell from that Brian Ortega fight. So if I were a betting man, I would bet the house on Ilia Topuria. I would bet my whole new fucking living space that I just moved into. I bet it all on Ilia Topuria, bro. Fuck Yair Rodriguez. Anyway, next up, Movsar Evloev. I'm gonna lean with Topuria on both Movsar Evloev and Arnold Allen. At the moment, they could do something else that could surprise me. I know Movsar Evloev is undefeated. I mean, so is Ilia Topuria. And he has a lot of fans that like to ride him and stuff. It's like fucking the Hamzat fans. They just see an undefeated record and they're like, oh my God, that's awesome. Even though Arnold Allen was arguably, it could have been a draw fight, but, you know, people... it's illegal. That's a legal maneuver. Whatever. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, anyway, Movsar Evloev. Haven't been too impressed with him, honestly. Diego Lopez had like 4 or 5 sub attempts or whatever. And he kind of gave him a run for his money. I know it was a late notice fight. But the Arnold Allen fight, he was kind of getting lit up on the feet. But, you know, and then the whole fucking illegal knee and everything. But yeah, I feel like Ilia Topuria wouldn't have any problem with Movsar Evloev. Or Arnold Allen. I feel like Arnold Allen's another person that people like to overrate. No offense. But I remember when he was fighting Max, everyone was like, oh my God, this might be the first time Max gets cracked. Max's chin is going to get cracked. Arnold Allen's the hardest hit. I don't know about that, bro. He got, like, what has he done that's, like, special? Like, sure, he's knocked out some people, but he hasn't done anything. And then Movsar Evloev, I'm going to go back to Arnold Allen in a second. But Movsar Evloev is like a decision merchant. I think all of his fights, all of his wins in the UFC have been decisions. And I think his bread and butter is the grappling, but I'm pretty sure Ilia Topuria could just fuck that dude up. But yeah, so Arnold Allen and Movsar Evloev, I feel like I'm going to put them in the same boat. They're kind of overrated by the fan base, which is okay. People have their favorites. And they like to overrate him. Maybe I'm overrating Ilia Topuria right now, but what he's shown, and you can say all you want, oh, whatever, fucking Volk is washed, so this isn't really a good showcase of Topuria's skill. Maybe he is, but it's still Alexander Volkanovski. He's like one of the greats. He was pound for pound. Damn, he fell from pound for pound. He's pound for pound number 7 now? Oh my god. But yeah, he was pound for pound number 1 last year when he was fighting with Islam Makhachev. So I would say this is a pretty great win for Ilia Topuria. You can say all you want, oh, he's 35. No one ever wins a championship after 35, whatever the fuck. But this is still a great win. And Volkanovski has displayed more skill than Movsar Evloev and Arnold Allen. And he's beaten Yair and Brian Ortega and Max. So I feel like this is a fair analysis to compare Ilia Topuria currently with the fighters. And like I said, I think Max Holloway has the best chance at dethroning Ilia Topuria, mainly because he's young. He has a granite chin. We'll see what happens after he fights Justin Gaethje. Hopefully he doesn't get cracked and has like a Tony Ferguson like downfall, which would be absolutely fucking tragic. Just saying, I'm not hoping that happens. I'm just saying if it were to happen, that would suck. And then I don't know who. Maybe Brian Ortega would have the best chance if that were to happen to Max Holloway. But right now, I think Max Holloway has the best chance. If he somehow gets past Justin Gaethje, like wins, give him a shot at Islam Makhachev. If he loses that, go after Topuria. Whatever Max wants to do, he's going to be the BMF if he wins against Gaethje. I don't know. As that fight comes closer, I'll probably make more analysis on it. But at the moment, I don't know how that fight's going to go. But anyway, that is the analysis I have for Ilia Topuria against the top 5 / 6 of the featherweight division. And I feel like his odds are pretty nice looking. Like I said, Max Holloway, Brian Ortega are probably the only two who actually have like a really high chance at dethroning him. Maybe someone else could come up. I mean, he's already beat Bryce Mitchell, Josh Emmett. Yeah, so like, I don't know anyone. He's already beaten most of the top. Well, he's beaten 3 people in the top 10, and one of them being Volkanovski. So that's already a really great fucking start. So I'm not saying it looks like it's gonna be a Topuria era because I don't want to be like Joe Rogan where he was like the Machida era and then Topuria loses instantly. But I'm very excited to see what Topuria has in store for this division. I feel like he's gonna be a champ for a while. Unless Max or Brian Ortega just somehow... Mr. fucking injury-prone Brian Ortega, I don't know about that, but Max can come and, like, just steal it. Maybe I'm overrating Max, but I feel like he has the best chance at dethroning Ilia Topuria. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Sorry for the long hiatus. I know I say that a lot, but yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.